Okay, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Love for Cardboard. Just to recap where we were the last time that I made a video, I had cut out all of the exterior walls for what is going to be the model cardboard Haunted Edition Lizzie Borden house. And then I painted everything after I had all of the window and doors cut out where they're going to be. And as you can tell, remember we painted it this army green color. Today, what I'm going to show you is how to trim out the windows. Now, I'm only going to do a couple of them because there are so many windows around the exterior of this house, and I don't want to bore you by cutting out probably, 15, 20 windows, all the trim and stuff like that. But yeah, the last couple days I've been quite busy with fall cleanups. And on top of that, I had some work to do in my backyard today. Made my fence just a little bit taller there because we've kind of got a neighborhood dog that's just a little bit excited next door. And, you know, for my safety and for my privacy, I just wanted it just a little bit taller. Let's put it that way. Okay, so here we go. I took the liberty here of doing one window to kind of show you what I am aiming for. Kind of see how that's going to look. And I'm going to do that one right there. And I want you to be able to see how this process goes. Okay. There. So, with this here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of cardboard and I'm going to measure it up right about there, somewhere right in this area. I want to make it even. And I'm going to make a little score line there, which will kind of show me approximately where I want this to be. So, I'm going to do this now right on the table that I'm working on, because I want this to be even, and I want to make sure I know what I'm doing, right? So, now that I've got this lined approximately right where I want it, I'm going to take my pair of scissors and I'm just going to lop this whole area off right here. Straight across. Boop, there it goes. I should have a piece like that. Okay? So, if you're following along with this whole process and you're wanting to do the same thing that I'm doing, this piece right here measures 4 inches, okay? So that piece is probably going to do maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 windows right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these are going to be the side pieces here, one there, and then one over there, and then obviously we're going to do that one up there, and then one over here, and so on and so forth until they're done. So, again, I'm eyeballing this because I usually like these to be kind of thin. And before I make the video, I need to study pictures of the real house so that I kind of have an idea exactly as to, you know, what the thickness of this trim out is going to be. So I cut, and we have a piece just about like that right there. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want, but I kind of want this house to look like the real deal, so I'm eyeballing it according to the picture. I don't want that to go flying anywhere. Yeah, cardboard tends to fly sometimes. So now I got 2 pieces right here, okay? So that's what that's going to be. Now, what I do is I take my handy-dandy, trusty glue doodaddy right here, and I take this and I just go straight down I want a nice fine bead going straight across. Now I'm telling you something. This glue is very hot. You know, they say hot glue for a reason, but, you know, I can attest to that because I don't know if you can see that there. I got a nice scar right on my knuckle. You can kind of see that crease there. Well, not knuckle, but right there at the base of my middle finger. That's from hot glue. Man, I got a 3rd-degree burn on that sucker. Anyways, you're going to take this piece and you're going to press it right there. Now you kind of want to offset it just a little bit because you want to make this look like there are actual, you know, windows behind the trim. So now that we got that one, I'm going to show you on this piece how I do it. Okay, take this here, and then you just want to make just a fine bead, kind of going straight down. Now, I'm not going to do this for every single window because I don't want to screw up this house that I'm working so hard to make. So you can see I got a fine bead of glue right there. And then I'm going to take this piece of trim and I'm going to lightly press it into place. Okay, leaving just enough room. Does that look good? Yeah, that looks good. Leaving just enough room for the actual window itself. So, there you go. Okay, now the next piece is a little bit trickier. I'm going to have to bring this to you this way so that you can kind of see. I'm going to take this piece of cardboard here, for example, and I'm going to go like that so that you can kind of see where this is. Maybe make it this way. There we go. Okay, so we got that like that. I'm going to make a pencil line right here and right here because it seems in the photographs that there's a little bit of detail that's cut out from the actual top of the window trim. And then we're going to make our line. I'm just going to do a brief sketch right there. I'll correct it when I'm sitting down, but just to kind of give you an idea, got a little sketch right there. And you're going to bring up your trim right there so that you know exactly where it's going to go. And then the rest is history. You make your horizontal line straight across like that. And then you kind of get something like that. Now, I use my X-Acto knife for this piece. And I can't do that with the camera standing up. So I'm going to make a very narrow cut right along that trim detail. And then I'll show it to you how it looks. Does not have to be perfect because you know what? On the real house itself, there's rough spots and uneven spots, you know, where it was kind of cut out over the years due to the weather and stuff like that. So as you can see, we got that right there, okay? Got a nice little thing. Kind of looks like a telephone, you know. Hello, hello. So now I take my pair of scissors. I don't have to use an X-Acto knife on this. And according to how that looks, I'm going to just take it just slightly below my mark. And then cut. Okay? Make it cut till you hear it click. Peel it out. So now you got a fancy little doodad piece of trim right there. So there you go, right there. Okay. Now, this is the hard part. You take your hot glue and you just go straight across. So that's like that. You got a nice little bead of glue. And then we just set it right where it's supposed to go on that window. Okay. So you got that right there. Good. Okay. There you go. Just like that. Okay. Now, according to the photograph of what the real house looks like, there isn't much trim for the bottom of the window. So, again, I just eyeball it like I usually do. And we're going to make a cut. But first, let me show you how I'm doing this, though. I keep forgetting these steps because, you know, when I make these houses, I usually don't record. So Okay. So for right here, I like to just set it off just a little bit there, you know, to kind of give it, you know, that little edge. Okay. So you can kind of see there's just a little edge. And then I make a similar line on the other side. Like that, you see? It's just about where I'm going to be cutting. And then I need to cut this whole piece because I'm going to use this again. And I like the lip just to be slightly bigger than the trim itself because I want it to stick on it. Yeah, probably could come up with it. That's what she said on that, but it's okay. There we go. So, I got this piece right here. I'm going to follow the mark that I let right there. You can see that mark, okay? And I'm just going to cut right at that mark right there. There we go. So now you just got this plain Jane piece of what is going to be wood trim. Now you go straight up on the line and you go right down there with the hot glue. Being careful not to get your pinkers. Okay. And there's that. There's a nice hot glue bead. And then what I'm going to do is set it just like this. So that's just like that. Okay. Make sure that sits pretty good. And sometimes that cardboard can get a little crooked. Move it over just enough till you get the exact feel that you want. And there we go. Okay. Now comes the top. The top is pretty simple. You're going to make another one of these bottoms, just a little bit thinner than the last one. And you're going to put it up top here so it kind of sticks out like a little lip. You know, offset it just a little bit. And then we're going to do another one that's just a little bit fatter and sticks out a little bit more offset. Same principle. I'm going to use the same piece of trim that I cut out. I'm going to make my mark. Using the same technique. Way over here. And I'm just going to offset it just a little bit. Make my cut mark. Get a nice cut mark. Then you're going to clip. There you go. And then you get your glue bead. Now, what I must tell you is that when you use scissors on cardboard, you're going to get an ugly cut. Now, when I say ugly cut, I'm going to show you in a minute where it kind of looks all chopped up and bad. So, okay. Do you see right here, I don't know how well you can see, do you see like how rough that is right there? See all those like rough edges like right here and right there? You see, and it just kind of goes straight down that. You can avoid that by using your X-Acto knife, but, you know, I want to get this house done so that it looks good. So I can avoid having those pieces seen, those ugly cuts, like that. Right there, you can see it's kind of rough and ugly versus the other side, which is smooth. And what you'll do is you will take that ugly rough end, and you see that's the ugly rough end I want you to see, and that's going to go down, okay? And you're going to cover that, okay, by using this other piece of trim that we just put on here. So obviously I'm not going to use that piece because that's the same size that we had just used, but I'm going to make one now that's just a little bit fatter, a little bit longer. Ha! There we go again. Okay, and Matt, you're a dirty guy. No, I'm just playing. Dirty minds, right? Okay. But hey, you know. Let's see. Now this is going to go right here. It's a little bit further out from the last one. Trying to be nicer. And then you're going to go just up a little bit more. And then you're going to finish the width of that window that you're going to be doing. So we should have a piece that's just about like that, okay? Now I'm going to cut that out. That's another piece of trim, which is going to be used for multiple windows. You just cut that out there, using the same lines that we made. And there you have it. It's a little bit thicker, a little bit wider than the last one, see? Okay. So now, this one here is going to go over the last one. Now remember, those rough edges that I showed you, see how rough and kind of chopped up that is? Let's see if I can't get that in there. See those rough chops versus the other side, which is completely smooth? Those rough edges are going to be on the bottom. You're not going to put them on the top. Because if you put them on the top, everybody's going to see it, and then your work is not going to look like good quality. So take your rough piece, right there, see the rough? And that rough piece is going to be going down like that, down, okay, down. So that will be hidden by the rest of the crown molding, if you will. That's what we want to call it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really a carpenter or anything like that. I just like having fun with art. So you take your piece right here. You want to get a nice, decent dab of glue. Not to go over to the edges, but you want to go directly in the middle. Okay? And then you make your gob right there. Boop, 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 boop. Straight down. You should have a nice dab right there with the edges clear. And then you're going to place this right where it needs to be. Okay? Cool. Looks like we got 2 windows. Woohoo! Yippee! Now I get to do that to the other 3 and then the 2 up top. So that is your lesson on window making. There, again, remember, there are no templates. There are no pre-cutouts. Pencil, this ruler here, X-Acto knife, pair of scissors, your handy dandy glue gun, and plain cardboard, okay? There's nothing on here except cardboard, okay? And then there might be this thing from whatever Home Depot writes on their extra large boxes, but it's plain cardboard. And you got to use your mind, okay? You need to use your imagination in order to cut this out and create it for yourself, by yourself, for yourself. This is Cardboard Man Matt from For the Love of Cardboard, or the Love for Cardboard, or whatever you want to call it. Always remember to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And then in the next video, which will probably be within the next couple of days, I will show you what the exterior of the house looks like with all of the cardboard put on. And then I will be able to show you how to trim out doors, and then I will show you how to install fake wavy glass windows to make it look like an old house. Until next time, guys, hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and see you in a couple days.